Hey everyone, JJ Reviews here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man 2. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is an ambitious project that is the sequel to the critically acclaimed 2018 Marvel Spider-Man and 2020's Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Takes place 10 months after the events of the Miles Morales game. What I can say that this game does really well is that at its core, you still feel like Spider-Man. It still makes you feel like Spider-Man, and they've greatly improved upon many things that were already perfect within the first two games, but they refined it even more, which is what you would want in sequels. The sequel here, it's bigger, it's better, more grandeur, more epic. You have the black suit. How does you have all the power with no responsibility? There is a push and the pull, and I think that Insomniac in their take of this, when you also include Miles Morales, they do a pretty solid to great foundation upon building upon that and making a great game out of that concept. Now, when we get into in terms of web swinging, how is it? Is it good? What's changed? Is it garbage? All I'm going to tell you is this: they improved upon mastery. It's kind of really insane, really. Um, the first game, Marvel's 2018 Spider Man, the web swing was really damn good. And then you go to Miles where they implement more tricks. Um, you can also like Venom jump, Venom dash in order to gain more momentum. And then within this game, they not only do that as well, but then they also add the web wings. The city's much bigger, so there's a much bigger sandbox for you to play in. But there's also the fact that you can get around the city at a fast pace, at a greatly fast pace. And even though the city feels bigger, you can move through the city once you learn the traversal, and it's just so cool and so great that this is like perfectly, like probably easily the best web swinging in Spider-Man gaming history. And even the combat here is really interesting because yes, the formula has been the same throughout the last two previous titles, but they are implementing new stuff with, Marvel Spider-Man 2018. It was more about the gadgets that Peter used. Within the Miles Morales game, it was more of the Venom powers. But this game, they add a parry function, which changes and spices up the gameplay a little bit, and you can perform some awesome, cool new combos. Um, so I think that they improved upon the combat system enough to where they're not overly drastically changing it, but they're spicing up the formula just a bit so where it, feels brand new and refreshing. And also when you get the symbiote with Peter, his gameplay becomes way more fun, way more cool compared to Miles, who before you get the symbiote suit, Miles is easily the more fun character to play as. We had to go based on like cons though. It's not a perfect game, but one thing that I would say is there are some pacing issues within the game from a story standpoint that I think that it goes way too quick, way too fast. When dealing with two Spider-Men, the game should be a little bit longer, and I think in that regard, I think that Insomniac didn't fare well at, and I think that there was many times where certain characters could have been put in the spotlight just a bit more to sort of like expand the growth of those characters. So in that regard, I don't think that they necessarily hit the mark there. I would also say that Miles takes a really big back seat to where it feels like he's a side character within his own game. because at the end of the day, this Marvel Spider-Man 2 is Peter and Miles' story. And you can tell that there's not a lot of connection between Miles and Harry, but it's the same between Peter, MJ, and Harry.